Prescott Gem and Mineral Club presents the 19th Annual PGMC Gem and Mineral Show at the Findlay Toyota Center. The advertising was out, the signs up, and the day had finally arrived. There was plenty of parking for the anticipated crowds at the center, even for out-of-state, oversized RVs. Good job on the advertising, guys. The tables were laden with amazing treasures from all around and under the earth. The vendors eagerly awaited their customers. Alex, eagerly awaiting? There you go. And the customers came pouring in. Well, okay, it started as a trickle, but it did pick up. It wasn't just great shopping deals drawing the crowds. We also had the kids zone. The spinning wheel was very popular. With each spin, a new rock was collected. And young and old also learned about gold panning. For a first day and a Friday, not a bad day. Not bad at all. Saturday started out and stayed quite busy. And ladies, there's convenient husband parking situated throughout the show. Face painting is always popular at the show. Look at those smiles. Also popular in the kids zone is our geode table. You buy the size you want, and we'll break it in half for you. I wish I had some pictures of some of the stones, but you'll just have to come next year and get one yourself. Every year, we have had display cases where members of our club can display some of their favorite rocks. Trust me, it's only the tip of the iceberg. There is also one in remembrance of our friend Mike Brody and his love of fossils. As a bonus this year, the Rocky Mountain Federation of Mineralogical Societies, of which we are a member, had their annual business meeting during the show. This means they also had display cases, but competitive and from other society members, and they were scrutinized. Our own member Maggie was asked to change the classification for her Intarsia display from novice to master, for which she won the award. A great second day for everyone. Amazing rocks from the earth and amazing jewelry created by artists using those rocks. So, between the shopping, the kids zone's spinning wheel, panning, face painting, geodes, and the great displays, there is plenty to do. Sunday started out slow, not unusual. People sleep in, go to church, or out to breakfast. But by late morning, early afternoon, things got busy. Demonstrations went on at different times all 3 days. Besides gold panning, members demonstrated how to polish stones on the genie, turning them into cabochons, or cabs. Demonstrations in wire wrapping excellently showed you what you can make with those polished cabs. A small black tent in the back, in the kids zone, is a show favorite. Club member Nick, the young man with the beard, put this amazing show together, and I do mean show. Besides just showing you what some rocks look like in regular and different ultraviolet wavelengths, there's a whole presentation spotlighting various rocks that you must see. If you missed it, see you next year. The afternoon crowds continued to be pretty thick. Parents could shop with the promise of a visit to the kids zone to help keep order. Food was available in the food court, hamburgers, hot dogs, nachos, and the like, and this year there were tasty breakfast burritos. Last day bargain hunters were out in force, and find them they did. I was among the bargain hunters, scoring some great art, and I needed another rock holder. Anyway, none of this would have been here to spark the interest in this future rock hound if it wasn't for our volunteers. This is what the setup crews had to start with: a plain cement floor. Measurements had to be taken and tape placed on that floor so that everything could be lined up. The tables needed to be unloaded, then set up, everybody going above and beyond, especially above. While some unloaded the tables, others followed behind, setting them up. And while that was going on, still others were assembling and setting up the booth dividers, all by a master plan. Dana squares them nicely with a laser. With the organized chaos in full swing, the booths were set up and the tables covered. Here's another view of the setup. When viewed this way, it seems to go very smoothly. What's not visible is the display case setup, both on the floor and out in the ring, table setup out in the ring, and a lot of behind-the-scenes support. It was all done under a time limit, as the vendors were due for their setup. Everybody was busy unpacking and arranging their displays. I guess Keith is envisioning his displays. I guess it runs in the family. You know, when you're browsing the displays, you really don't think about the setup. All of the work, every single item must be placed in the right spot. I was impressed at how quickly they were set up. I guess practice makes perfect. Besides the ticket table, the demos, bag sales, rock identification, spinning wheel, the club table, and other visible volunteers, there were a lot of less visible ones. the people who loaded the trucks, and those who unloaded and set up. Volunteer organization, vendor relief, and security. You didn't see them because they were undercover. Suffice to say, it was a group effort. I know I've missed some, but you get the idea. At the end of the show, the vendors quickly tore down their displays and left. As they left, the teardown crews moved in and began packing things up. It went a lot quicker than the setup. Let me tell you, when they turn out the lights, it's dark. While in the suite getting my camera equipment, the lights went out. Finding my black bag in the dark was a challenge. I would like to take a moment to thank all of the Fendley support personnel, especially security, for their daily roving support. Thank you. One more big thank you to our show chair, Melanie, for all her work with Fendley management and everything else, too numerous to list, needed to set this up. Even the vendors spoke highly of her.
Melanie was great, but she's a little scary. Can I say that?
We'll edit that part out.
Good. I wouldn't want to get on her bad side.
If necessary, we can get you into witness protection. Okay, thank you, Melanie. Sorry, working on the lights. One more time, thank you, Melanie. As a thank you to the volunteers, Colleen and Patrick opened their house for a barbecue potluck. We arrived just as the line, out the door, formed for food. Patrick gently relocated several people to get to the enchiladas we brought. Due to the scary feeding frenzy around the island, I was unable to get a picture of the spread. One whole pot of chili was already gone by the time I got there. Patrick and Colleen were pretty brave to open their house to this hungry horde. Good food, friends, and nice weather. The dessert table was orbited to obtain samples of everything. The clouds darkened and things began to wind down. Colleen and Patrick thanked everyone for coming and reminded us to take everything we brought. A gentle reminder to get out. I'm sure they were worried about the storms that had been around us and that were now getting closer. Good call, because we later learned that they got dumped on and lost power till 3 a.m. This great show was only possible due to the stellar volunteers. And not everyone who volunteered is listed here, because we had several members who just showed up and tried to help wherever they could. If you didn't volunteer this year, see the fun you missed? Well, there's always next year. And for those of you who signed up at the club show, you've already volunteered. Just kidding. Thanks for watching.